Good morning. I'm excited again to usher in the fifth episode of Outburst with Ohis. Well, this week has been eventful, absolutely delightful. A lot of things have started well. I'm very happy to announce to you that I am back at Silverbirds reading 93.7 FM Benin. I'm thankful to Andy Bello and my guy, my brother Maxwell Mofim Omosage, anchor of the morning drive. Of course, I'm co-anchor of the morning drive. Very glad to be back. Very thankful to those guys for the opportunity yet again to break new grounds and, of course, improve upon what I have previously done there. So, yeah, I did 2 years there, and hopefully it's going to be a lot better this time that I am back. All right, back to Outburst with Ohis. Thanks for the journey thus far. It's now the fifth episode. If someone had told me that I would get to this point, I would never have believed. Yeah, so, but today we're going to have another interesting personality, a special guest, of course. People will say I like legals a lot. Yes, my dream was to be a lawyer. Of course, those who attended Greater Tomorrow Secondary School will attest to that. My set, especially when HOD applied that at that time, Mr. Olumese of blessed memory used to call me my international lawyer. But man proposed and God rearranged. Yeah, but lawyers, a lot of them are my friends, lawyers who have distinguished themselves in the legal profession. We have Barrister Keo Adesutu, who's been my guy since secondary school. And we have another behemoth in the law profession here this morning, Barrister Bright, iIuobe. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, Mr. Ohis.
Thanks a lot for showing up today. The fifth episode of Outburst with Ohis will be centered around the return of the erstwhile commissioner of diaspora affairs, culture, tourism, arts, who in most people's books or by most people's calculations and reckoning was the best performing commissioner up until his struggles, and he's back. Honorable Osaze Osenwigero, who I can call my friend, my brother, and thankful to the Almighty God that he's back. We're going to talk about the issues that led to his arrest, his incarceration, his return, his latest interview on Arise TVs concerning the artifacts, where they are supposed to be domiciled in, and what have you. Don't forget that last week we had quite an extensive discussion. Barrister Dennis Osayetin did his utmost to let Edolites especially and the world in general know where the artifacts have to be and why they have to be there. So we don't know what the tussle is for and why there's any dispute in the first place. But yeah, it's human life. All these things are expected. So we'll open the floor now for Barrister Bright to give us his expert analysis and his opinion on on Honorable Osaze Osenwigero, who has returned to his native state, Edo, to chairs, to happiness. A lot of people were restive before. Now they're happy that he is back. Do you know Honorable Osaze Osenwigero?
Personally, I do not know him. I've never met him. I've never spoken with him. But
you have been following developments.
I have. Of course, I have. As a senior, government, functionary, we are all aware of his travails, and we are happy. Like all the Dolites, I am happy that he's back home to his people, he's back home to his family, and he's back to where he belongs. And I hope he'll be given his rightful place.
All right. What do you think about his struggles? There were so many stories, rumors. Rumor mongers. They always thrive on the misfortune of people. So many stories how he was purportedly incarcerated in Amsterdam. Some people said Germany. A lot of people had different things to say about Honorable Sazel Semigero. You know, like my late grandmother will say, or used to say, it is when you are in trouble, you know your true friends. At the same time, it is when you are facing difficulty that you know the people who really wanted you to be enmeshed in problems. So at that time, we could definitely draw a parallel between people who really loved the man and those who were angling for his downfall from the very beginning of from the jump. So, what do you think, in your opinion? What do you think led to the issues he had, the challenges he eventually surmounted? How do you think it all began?
Well, thankfully, the man did not die. Thankfully, the man has come back to tell us what transpired. So it is more like hearing from the horse's mouth, the popular saying. And he's in the best position to tell us what transpired. And among the rumors that were peddled at the time was that he engaged in money laundering, that he was arrested with a sum of $2 million. Thankfully, the man has come to say that is a lie, and I do not have any reason to doubt him. Because
was it 2 million euros or something?
Or thereabouts.
Yeah,
either euros. Yeah. Were one of
these currencies are a bit confusing sometimes.
Yeah. So I do not have any reason to doubt him. I genuinely and honestly believe him, except I am privy to informations that would make me want to think otherwise. It is true that as humans, one of our innate rights given to us by God is the right to liberty. But then again, by our laws, locally and internationally, that right to liberty is not absolute. It can be taken away from us at any time.
Twinkle of an eye.
Yes, it is not absolute. But then, if it is going to be taken away from us, it must be taken away from us within the ambit of the law. And when we are suspected to have committed a crime, especially a crime that is as serious as running a mafia organization, it is not out of place for our right to personal liberty to be taken away from us. Because mafia organizations are involved in crime against humanity.
Yeah.
They indulge in prostitution, racketeering, they peddle drugs, gun running.
Every vice known to humanity.
They are involved in it.
Yeah.
So to rid the society of such vices, when it is established that somebody is suspected to be involved in such activities, the first thing is to take that person into custody
for questioning.
While you explore other legal means. And that is the situation in Honorable Osaze Osemigie Ero's case.
All right, thanks a lot. His return has also led to misguided responses put out, press releases, statements by different types of people, individuals or different sides of the political spectrum. We are very aware of the EPM at that time. A lot of people who were against the emergence of the governor, not only as governorship candidate of the APC, but as governorship candidate of any party. And eventually, of course, as fate will have it, destiny can be delayed, but eventually cannot be denied. He became governor of Edo State, and people have not stopped. They are still vehemently against his emergence. They are still embittered as a result of what they cannot control, what fate has already settled. So during his interview, the Honorable Osenwigero's interview with Arise TV, he let out a lot of things as against what a lot of us were led or coerced or persuaded to believe, that the governor abandoned and neglected him. He contradicted all they had to say, or all they expected us to believe, and said in actual fact the governor defended him stoutly, was there for him every step of the way, but pointed accusing fingers at the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I think Geoffrey Oyema, if I'm not mistaken, and said he didn't do enough. And there are so many innocent Nigerians in captivity in Italy because of the high-handedness of Italian authorities, and that in the next 3 or 4 weeks is going to lead a protest, a campaign against the illegal detention and incarceration of Nigerians in Italy. What is your take? Looking extensively and thoroughly, holistically at what Nigerians do abroad. Don't forget that Nigerians do a lot abroad. They are in charge of so many nefarious activities. They are at the forefront of it. They do everything possible to malign not only their names, but the name of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So what is your take on all of these issues?
First of all, I want to comment on the issue you raised about the governor. I mean, getting harsh criticisms from some corner. There's a saying that uneasy is the head that wears the crown. The governor wears the crown. If he wasn't the governor, I'm not sure anybody would criticize him. I'm not sure anybody would talk about whatever it is that he's doing, either positively or negatively. As it stands today is the 28th day of July 2021. He's the governor of the EPM, the PDP,
whether they like it or not,
the APC, ABGA, of all Edolites. And as such, he should understand that he is the father of all and treat all justly. But but then again, that does not give the right to anybody to accuse the governor wrongly, to peddle lies about the governor. And that is why our judicial system has made provisions for issues like defamation and libel.
Legal redress.
Yes. So once the governor finds that he's being lied against or defamed, of course, the civil thing to do, as a gentleman that he is to seek legal redress and rewrite whatever wrong that would have been written against him. Now, going back to your question proper, the Honorable former Commissioner, Mr. Osenwigero's, has come out boldly to say that he was a victim of a corrupt prosecutor. In his words, if I'm putting it correctly, that he's a victim of a corrupt prosecutor. Now, some persons have now interpreted that to mean that the Italian legal system as a whole is corrupt and discriminatory. I would not want to toe that line. Are there corrupt people in Italy? Yes. Are there discriminatory people in Italy? Yes.
Are there discriminatory people in every part of the world?
In Benin City? Yes, there are. But is the Italian legal system discriminatory and corrupt? I would say no, because if it were, I'm not sure
he would have returned.
They would have looked for every possible means to pass a guilty verdict on him and make him rot in jail. Have Nigerians been victim of corrupt legal officers in the in Italy or in other countries abroad? Yes, they have been. But should they now take advantage of this movement initiated by Mr. Osaze Ero Semige to now brand all cases involving Nigerians in Italy as being victims of a corrupt judicial system? They shouldn't. Because we know and we are aware that Nigerians abroad who are supposed to market our nations have engaged in acts that are capable of demarketing our nations. What are they not engaged in? Fraud, prostitution. Some go as far as taking cultism from here to there.
I find it incredulous.
Some time ago, we saw a video of Nigerians who were cultists going to attack fellow Nigerians in Dubai.
In Spain, in Italy, pretty much everywhere.
They tend to want to leave our shores with these vices and forget that the reason why they had left our shores in the first place is to get a better life. So for those that were justly or that have a just cause to say, oh, I am wrongly incarcerated, yes, they would benefit from this movement initiated by Ero. But for those who are under incarceration by virtue of their own wrongdoing, they will suffer for what they have done. Like all other countries across the world, Italy is a signatory to the European Convention on Human Rights, which frowns against the unjust arrest and detention of people. And I am sure that when the attention of the government is drawn to this issue, as canvassed just now by the former Honorable Commissioner, the Italian government will look into it. And those who deserve to be free will be let free. While those who deserve to suffer for their crimes will indeed suffer for their crimes. That is my opinion.
All right, what about the role and non-performance of the Foreign Affairs Minister according to Osaze Osenwigero?
Well, I will want to be silent on that.
Okay.
Because I cannot make an informed opinion without hearing from the Honorable Minister.
Yeah.
So I would prefer and I would choose to be silent on that issue.
All right.
But then again, we are not going to wait in perpetuity for the minister to respond, because silence in law means it's admission.
Yeah.
So I would wait for a reasonable time for the minister to respond. And where he doesn't respond, then the assertions of the former commissioner will be deemed as admitted. And on that note, I will form an informed opinion on the issues raised.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Bright, for your time. We hope that in the near future, we'll be able to have you here on one of the episodes of Outburst with Ohis. It has been a privilege and an honor having you here. And
thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Having me. You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for yet another brilliant one on Outburst with Ohis. Like I said before, at the beginning of the episode, this is the 5th installment of Outburst with Ohis. Thanks a lot for your support. Till we meet again next time, stay safe, avoid trouble, be security conscious, and be prayerful.
Thank you.